And so a possession in any of our lives, whether you're a Bitcoiner or not, it's worth no more than the use we make of it. And to be honest, all of us in this room as Bitcoiners, we're on the right side of the greatest wealth transfer in human history. And I'm not going to tell you guys what to do with your wealth and with your Bitcoin. For me personally, what I believe is, we have a responsibility to do well for the world. Part of the reason I'm excited about our future is because all of us are amassing wealth, and we can change things, and we can do stuff, and we can get married and have kids and set a new standard for what society should be, right? And so knock, knock. Who's there? HODL. HODL who? Nobody HODLs, right? And this is my point, right? Steve Jobs, remember that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking that you have Bitcoin to lose, okay? So you can't HODL forever, right? And this is the fork we all deal with. But the point I want to make here in this keynote is that has everyone throughout human history parted with scarcity when they needed cash? If the earliest investors of Manhattan, when their kid was like, hey, Dad, I want to go to Harvard, were like, shit, I got to sell these 20 blocks of Manhattan to pay for your tuition, right? What about all the land that people have owned, or the real estate in New York, or the amazing tech stocks, right? The answer is obviously not. Borrowing against scarcity is a timeless solution. This is the Dutch and British East India companies. These companies pioneered global trade in the 600s. I'm taking you way back. But they were the first to ever collateralize their assets to borrow and perpetuate their growth. The point was, we have scarce desirable good. Try not to get rid of it. And they were able to borrow against it. How were the US railroads built? Does anyone know? Mortgage government land agreements. They collateralized the land to find the cash to build the railroads. They did not sell the United States to build the railroads. They borrowed against it. This picture is the Rockefeller Center being built. New York City was entirely built. Guys, your great-great-great-great-grandfather, the legend that bought 20 blocks of New York 400 years ago, he's a legend because he didn't sell it. That's why he's a legend. And New York was built on, I have blocks of land. I'm going to borrow against it to build a building. I'm going to borrow against the building to build a bar. You do not get rid of the scarce desirable asset and hold the pieces of paper that these governments print, right? This is Elon Musk. Tesla had to put a cap on how much this guy was borrowing against his shares, okay? And so my point is Bitcoin is not different. Bitcoin is next, okay? Yeah.